Uh, hey, what's going on, everybody? We back. Correct this time. I had the thing on mute for some reason. I'm just sitting here talking, thinking everything going through. Glad my boy Pill came on. I'd have talked for a whole hour. Wouldn't even known it was muted, man. So, like I said earlier, I was thinking about some stuff while I was at work, and I was like, man, we need to talk about some of this stuff that's going on in the inner city, man, that don't get talked about enough. And I was saying we make these topics based on our own experience on a general level. We either grew up going through or we knew somebody that went through, but it's just on a general level because we're not trying to put nobody out there. We just want to talk about the situations and how to navigate them. And it happens to these kids, man, that don't get talked about enough. Because it's easy to just demonize them and say this and that, but a lot of times the parents don't realize
Yeah.
if you could have made some better choices and not be living, in ozone, in O block, maybe, your son won't be taking hats, you know what I'm saying? We'll have 15 hats under his belt, you know what I'm saying?
By the age 15.
'Cause boy. And they say, oh man, when my son live in the house, I tell the parents, go watch Pooh Shiesty video, Back in Blood. Hey man, dude, these young dudes out here born some other time, man. And it came from somewhere. It just didn't come out of nowhere. It came from somewhere, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They call it the trap for a reason.
Man. All right, let's get right into it. It says the price you pay for being yourself. And I said a lot of times when you grow up in the inner city, projects, hood, a lot of kids are trying to exist. You're not really, unless you're taught it, a lot of times you don't really be yourself because you're trying to, I don't want to say fit in, but maybe, but you're just trying not to be talked about, looked down upon, ostracized. I'm talking about most kids. There are some kids who be like, I'm just gonna be me regardless.
Right.
But there's some kids it's like, man, I'm not built like that, but I gotta fit in because I live here. Like when you hear kids say I didn't have no choice
Yeah.
and stuff like that, um, they felt like they couldn't be themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because you live in certain neighborhoods, you gotta walk through that neighborhood to go to the store and go to school. You getting ostracized. Oh man, you ain't joined up yet. You ain't part of the clique yet. What you waiting on? You know what I'm saying? It's all kinds of crazy stuff, you know?
Yeah. I think part of it, you're gonna be guilty anyway. You're gonna just because you stay over there, you're gonna be guilty anyway. But there's ways to navigate through it.
Yeah.
Um,
And then when you get to school, like I was talking about too, man, being yourself, sometimes you're not gonna be popular with the masses. And some people are. Just depending on who you are, you know what I'm saying? Cause I know when I was in school, I know I didn't talk about it. Did you talk about homecoming and stuff like that? Man, we wasn't studying that.
what? Nah.
That's what I'm saying. I was saying, a lot of kids ain't studying homecoming and prom and stuff like that. Man,
Yeah.
no. You know what I'm saying? I think my mom had to make me go to the prom. I wasn't studying, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't worrying about that stuff.
But I regret it though. I
You
regret it.
regret it? I really don't, to be honest with you. I don't
Yeah.
regret it at all.
I,
Um, I
yeah.
think everything, even though I may not have liked it, but everything that I experienced growing up in the inner city, it has helped me be that much better when I really being a civilian because you understand how things work on both sides of the fence. So it make you that much balanced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
why I don't regret it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Even with I say chasing girls and stuff, I don't regret the path I went down because there are things that I know that dudes do that dudes don't like. They don't know how to articulate it, but I do because I was down that path. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like some dudes don't even know why they sell girls a dream. They really don't. They just know that they do it. They can't even explain it, but I can because I've been down that road. But I can articulate why I did it, right or wrong. Probably more wrong than right, but I can articulate it and I can see it. You know what I'm saying? I can pick up on stuff like that because I've been down that road. Like old people say, don't talk about something you didn't go through or you didn't experience
Mhm.
something like that. Yeah. So
Yeah, it was more so the pictures and all that stuff. I
what you
was
mean?
in, I was in that phase. Like, nah, I can't be on camera.
I think I did too. I didn't take a lot of pictures either. I think I regret that a lot too. I mean, even with the Monte Carlo, I didn't take a lot of pictures. There ain't a lot of pictures out there. I think the only picture I got was fair. It was like Google Maps. So when I was at my mom living at my mom's house, it was a picture of it up under the carport. That was the only latest picture I got. And I think I had some pictures on Black Planet, but that was back in the day. I don't even know if that account even exists no more. But yeah,
It do.
I didn't take a lot of pictures either. Yeah, I didn't
It
take a
do.
lot of pictures. I
Just can't
mean,
get into it.
yeah, it was. I would have looked. I didn't say it. I tried to log in. Like, man, did I have an account? They're like, nah, your email no more, fool. So, but yeah, and then you got to realize too. Sometimes you don't fit in. I think that's where a lot of kids get lost. Sometimes being themselves, they trying to fit in.
Yeah, that's where they mess up and
Cause I was watching
try.
that. Yeah, I was watching that Wallow interview. I should have got that video. And
Mhm.
it made so much sense. He asked him about the dude that killed his brother. He
Yeah,
said he go back and say, "Man, I'm not built like that. I'm not built to go kill nobody. I'm not built like that, man. I don't want to do that." You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And
He
he said,
said,
"Man, I had to forgive and let it go, cause man, I'm not built like that. If I would have done that, then I would have been just keep, recycling, redoing the
yeah,
same cycle. You know what I'm saying?" But that it take a lot to get to that point, cause a lot of times you grow up in the hood, it's all about the get back. You know what I'm saying? It's all about, you know what I'm saying. You can't let that slide. You know what I'm saying? It take a lot
hmm
to not do that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And that's when you really grow when you not let it slide and realize like some of this stuff ain't worth. But
Yeah, you just let it go. It's
yeah,
not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like
mm,
I seen a dude. This is a real. I was scrolling this today, and he was telling this dude. He was like, "Man, people talking about what gangster is." He said, "Gangster is avoiding that altogether and
yeah,
going down another path and not getting caught up in all the
yeah,
traps of the hood, whether it's
yeah.
selling dope, gangs, or whatever." Man, not doing that. That's gangster, man. Putting yourself in position. You know what I'm saying? And
hmm
but yeah, man, being yourself, like say, but when you don't fit in, you're gonna get ostracized. You're gonna get roasted sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not doing what everybody else doing. You know what I'm saying? Even when we was in high school, I know when we wasn't doing what everybody else was doing. You know what I'm saying? I know I wasn't popular like that. People probably knew me, but I wasn't popular like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right.
But I understood that at the same time, being that young, I understood that. Like people used to always say, you're immature, and it's like, dude, what do you expect? We 15, 16 years old. I mean, how much mature can you be at 15 to
Yeah,
16?
yeah.
And then a lot of people try to do that, and you didn't get the immaturity out your system, and it affects you as you get older because you feel like it's some things that you didn't do because you try to, portray a certain image or whatever. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes struggle with that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
they end up
Who's
being immature in their 20s and stuff because they couldn't do it, when they was younger or whatever. So,
hmm But what was that I was watching?
what's
We
that?
said, gosh, what was that you know, when the internet really came,
Mm,
like you can be whoever you want to be now.
boy. But the thing is, a lot of dudes, they be putting pictures of like Daffy Duck on their profile pictures. So,
Yeah.
you don't even know what they is. They just be on there talking, man. You know what I'm saying? There
hmm
be people that they be saying some crazy stuff sometime on YouTube about our podcast or like some clips or something.
Yeah.
And they don't even have no picture. It's just a letter or their
yeah,
first name. You know what I'm saying? We talking trash, boy.
that's
Man.
that's them burner accounts.
Boy, straight burn them. One subscriber. That's funny, man. Then the last one on this is choices. Sometimes being yourself, you have to make choices that everybody else may not like or may not be popular. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to make choices for yourself. Sometimes when you're young, you don't realize that. Let somebody really show you, or you've been through enough to realize. I don't care if y'all don't like this. This is what I'm fit to do because this is for the betterment of me. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
And
And
sometimes you got to be able to be, strong enough to make that choice as an individual.
and
Kind of
live.
like go ahead.
I say and live with it.
Yeah, kind of like on Boys in the Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Ricky when he told him to pull over and let him out?
Trey.
Yeah, Trey pulled over and let him out while they was going to, look for the dudes. Take a lot of strength, man, because a lot of times you do that and they'll talk about you, man. You know what I'm saying? But I think Doughboy realized,
Yeah.
but he was too deep, man. Doughboy was too deep.
Yeah.
When you get so deep, that's what you gotta realize that choice. Like if you keep going down this path, you're gonna get in too deep. It really wasn't a lot he could do. And that's the hard part about dealing with yourself, not letting yourself get that deep. But yeah, he was deep though. He was
Yeah.
deep in the game. You know, seeing your mama cry,
Hmm.
your dead brother, you know, holding your dead brother, man. You know, that's you kind of deep in the game at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what separated Boys in the Hood from Menace to Society. Cause Doe let him out
What's that?
on on Boys in the Hood. Doughboy let Trey out. Like, nah, you right. You don't.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
on Menace,
Old dog, don't ain't going. Yeah,
you let they smoked your cousin in front of you. You know what I'm
man,
saying?
boy, for real, man,
Yeah, you see?
man. Yep. And we're gonna talk about that later too. I'm glad we said. I need to write that down. But yeah, man, it's a price you pay for being yourself, man. You may not be liked, or you may be liked. You know what I'm saying?
It's
But
fun.
once you comfortable in being yourself, then you can take the things that you do because it came from you being yourself. Like I said, we all make mistakes. I done made plenty of
Man.
mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And like I was saying earlier when it was muted, I've done crazy stuff, like not kill nobody, but hurt people's feelings, and I had to forgive myself for that. And people probably hurt my feelings, and I had to forgive for that. Whether I told them or not, I had to forgive and let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
it is what it is. You know. Going to our next point. How do people deal with mental illness on a street level? I think this don't get talked about enough. You know, we hear these rich people talking about it, Charlemagne's and all these people, but they got money and access to this stuff, helping, continuous therapy and stuff like that. But when you on a street level and you don't have that finance, well, I got financial first. Most of the time when you're living in the projects, that's a telltale sign like the finances ain't probably where you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have a lot of access to stuff on a financial level. You know what I'm saying? So when some grief happened, I know for me, when my dad died, we didn't have access to therapy, grief therapy and stuff like that. It didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't. And I'm 12. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Mhm.
see somebody get killed, you don't have grief therapy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You back outside the next day like it never happened. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yep. Go mentally block it out, man.
Yeah, and you don't want to talk about it because you don't want to be indicted. You don't want to be on no indictment with nobody. So you got to almost hold on to it almost. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
They would call it suppressing trauma.
Yeah, and I'm gonna show this slide real quick too. That's what I did last time. It says that studies showed that a prevalent rate around 18 to 20% for general mental health problems, like living in the inner city. It includes depression and anxiety, with some studies indicating even higher rates depending on specific demographics or socioeconomic factors within the inner city population. So we're saying as little as 18 to 20% of people deal with mental illness or issues in the inner city. Like when you know how to finance, I know people saying it ain't all about the money, but if you don't got enough money to really like be stable, that does wear on you as an adult. People don't want to talk about that, but it does. It will wear on you. You can be strong as you can be, but when it comes to trying to be stable, pay your bills, and be able to do some things, if you don't have enough money for that, it does wear on you. You know what I'm saying? It will. You know what I'm
So,
saying? Most people don't want to talk about it, but it do.
oh yeah, that's big facts.
When you really can't get out the hood, you know it's gonna be a while,
Yeah.
and it's Taliban out there, man. Yeah, that wears on you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times parents don't have that talk with their kids. Like, look,
Yeah.
when we gonna talk about that here too in a little bit, but when you get old enough, hey, you got to make some good decisions, man. You don't want to be back the cycle where it's three generations of families living in the projects. You know what I'm saying? Even though that happens, but
Yeah.
that wears on people too, though. Whether they want to say it or not, it does. It'll wear on you. You know what I'm saying?
In the same house.
Boy, in the three families living in an apartment, two bedroom
Man,
apartment, man. Man,
man, man.
sleeping on the floor. Any way you could put a little mallet, a little pallet in, man. That's where you sleeping at, man. Man,
Right.
You want to sleep in the corner because you don't want your cousins to mess with you, man. Put hot sauce in your mouth or something. You try to sleep in the corner,
No,
man.
man. Wonder why you were like sleeping now.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, one of my cousins was like, you know, you from the hood where you can open up a can opener with a knife. And I told her, I said, why you sitting there playing that Texan juice, that commodity juice, that Texan grapefruit juice? You
Mhm.
pop 2 holes in it with a knife, and that's how you pour your juice out. That'd be the best juice, man. That old tart juice.
Yeah.
Pop 2 holes in that bad boy with that knife. Clook 'em, clook 'em. 2 triangles. Clook 'em, clook 'em. Pour that
Right.
juice out, boy. Be some of the best juice you ever had in your life, especially if it's cold, too.
Yeah. Yeah. And you
Boy, you
been
been
this.
playing outside all day. You don't want to
Right.
drink no water.
That
You pull out that Texan, pop, pop.
metal. It
Boy,
don't be can.
boy, leave it in the can. You don't even put it in no jug. You leave it in the can. Lead poison like a mug. You don't even care. Boy, that juice tastes so good when you thirsty though, boy. Shoot.
And that's what makes it crazy. You've been around. You've been in it so long. It seemed normal.
Yeah, I think I
Not
was on
even.
TikTok and it was telling that dude we was watching the other day. It was a girl that said sometimes I think people don't realize it's almost like the black community made poverty cool. Like we made it cool to be in poverty.
Man,
And it's like, man, that ain't cool,
we really did like that. We got
man.
stuck here, so we got to make the
Man,
best of it.
man, boy.
Yeah.
Then the next one is living with unresolved issues.
Mhm.
That really wears on a lot. And a lot of men don't talk about that enough, I think, sometimes. I think a lot of men that grew up in a civil rights era before us, before we came, and having to deal with the racism and things that you can't control, but you still have to go through it. And then you got to carry that. And then you start raising families. Then you got to go to work with these people.
Mhm.
And, your family get the brunt of it because you like your boss dog you out at work. And then you come home and you're mad and everybody get the brunt of that, you know what I'm saying? And they don't get talked about enough, you know what I'm saying? A lot of families deal with that. You dealing with the matriarch of the family. He got unresolved issues he don't want to talk about because he a man. I don't talk
Mhm.
about that stuff, but he breaking down on the inside at the same time. Don't even realize it.
Yep. Yep.
Happens a lot, man.
A lot. Yeah. Yeah.
And you got women. Unfortunately, you got women too. Mess with the wrong set of dudes. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you're a bust down. You bitter in life. And I'm
Yep.
saying it could be your family. You don't even realize that when you young, like, dang. You might be your third cousin, older third cousin or something. You don't realize why she's so bitter. Why she don't like men? For what in the world going on?
What's in
Then
that?
when you start getting in the game, oh man, she done got bust down. She just did. She
Mhm.
didn't get chose. She got bust down like an AP, man. She got bust down like a watch, man. And- but then not being able not to let stuff go. Like, man, look, man, girls, I didn't got played by girls. Dudes didn't play girls. And you gotta just let it go. You gotta take that loss and keep it moving, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving. I know people always talk about the killing and the violence, but nobody really talks about, you just out here having sex and when you young, you just out here frivolous, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people don't realize too, is a lot of these young bulls out here, man, you're not taught discipline because you don't have a man in the house. And
Mhm.
you got these women, they come at you.
Mhm.
They don't get talked about enough,
Yeah.
you know. And you don't know how to handle it because you discipline. You like, man, it's an opportunity. I got to go ahead and take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying?
They ain't turning down nothing either.
Boy, I've been there. You not. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You almost like a machine, like the Terminator, man. You just sizing her up, seeing what's up.
yeah, they
Oh yes.
they're doing it like younger. But it's wild.
Oh yeah, it's wild. But it's been happening though. You find out. We're gonna talk about that. We talking about family issues. I forgot what slide it was on, but um, man, you got some people that had there's a lot of family little issues. Like what was like was it? What's the one that seen? Was it Diana? That one Diana Ross. Let me not say that. Aretha Franklin, right? That she
Hmm.
got pregnant early or something like that. Like really young. Like
Yeah,
12 or 13 or something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
and stuff like that. You know, they walk around with that unresolved issue. Like the family know about it, but don't nobody say nothing about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then,
Yeah, they
then,
got they got stuff.
yeah. Then the effects of carrying burdens. This a lot of people deal with this, and especially if you're in the street life, man. Like a lot of stuff you do in the streets, you can't really talk about openly like that because you don't want to get no cases. You don't want to deal with none of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the burden of carrying a body, a hats or a body or whatever. Some dudes carry it like they don't care. They almost turn into demons. Like man, dude in Chicago, man, them dudes, boy.
Yeah.
But some dudes kill somebody and it burdens them. Like it's hard for them to really get past it.
Mm-hmm.
Some dudes that it only makes them stronger, like Super Saiyan. Man,
Hey, Mr. Boy,
it's crazy, man. But some people
start
they
it.
carry that burden, man. Like some dudes, man. I know some dudes. When I was growing up, you deal with the wrong chick, and she get you jammed up. Sometimes, man, you feel like you're carrying a burden, man. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with this chick, you're like, man, why I deal with this chick, man? You know what I'm saying? And it
Yeah.
could cause issues because you don't know what this chick gonna do. She could bust your windows out. She could slash your tires. And y'all been broke up for years, but she don't want to see you happy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And care,
Shit.
girls carrying that bitterness around. You know what I'm saying? That happens too. You know what I'm saying?
These little weirdos now. Weirdos now, they the ones busting out tires now. Like, boy.
Yeah, what Project Pat was saying to Memphis. He like, man, that's the women used to do. It's dudes doing it now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, mental illness don't get talked about, man, enough sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
not the stuff. So I think some people use mental illness as a way to try to get out of trouble, which you expect, because that's anytime in the hood, they always find ways to get out of trouble, whether it's something they can use. But there are some people really struggling. Like, we know dudes that was in the Army, Vietnam vets and stuff like that. Like, that's real mental struggles, you know what I'm saying? You can't be outside on 4th of July because the sounds of that going off make you feel like, it's
Man,
wartime. I know
man.
dudes that really deal with that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
real PTSD. You in a car with your homeboy, his brains get blowed out, and his brain's sitting on your lap.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to do something to you. I know dudes act like they tell, oh, man, that's just part of the game. But I bet you when it's by themselves and they in the room sleep,
Mm-hmm.
they probably have flashbacks of that.
Man, wake up
You
in the
know what I'm
middle of the
saying?
night.
Yeah, cold sweats. Yeah, man, they just ain't gonna say it.
Yeah.
But and then you don't have the money, or you don't even know where to get help at to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you don't want no cases, you don't want to go to jail, so you got to walk around and carry that. You know what I'm saying?
It really ain't no help for like stuff like that, man. 'Cause me, I don't think it is. Man, that PTSD like that, man. Cause it's
I,
embedded.
in my opinion, I think if you really have faith, Jesus can heal you, can help you resolve. It may not happen overnight, but over time. It's just my opinion. Because I didn't deal with a lot of stuff. And only Jesus will help me through it. You know what I'm saying? I had to really trust
Yeah.
and talk to a person that ain't gonna put me out there like that, and a person that's gonna redeem me at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's
yeah.
them. Once you go to sleep, man, that's your mind.
What's that?
Your mind is you gonna wake up in the middle of the night.
And not if you really have faith in the Lord and resolve those issues, you'll be surprised, man. You
Yeah.
will be surprised, man. If you have faith of a mustard seed,
Yeah.
Pill, if you got faith of a mustard seed, you can
Man.
move mountains, man.
Yeah, you can move mountains, man. But I'm just saying, it's that war, that old war traumas, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something about it, you
Now
know.
I don't know about the Watson because like I said,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
I
about.
never. One thing for me, man, anybody that roll with me, I never. Like I try my best not to put people in that kind of position, man. That's why I didn't do the street thing. There will be one of the worst things. Like you do some dirt and somebody around with you, and they get killed over some of the dirt you did. They ain't even have nothing to do with it.
Mhm.
I don't know how people can carry that burden, but some people have to carry that burden. You know what I'm saying? Um, but that's that. I always thought that was pretty tough. Like if I'm out there selling dope at a high level, and I got P riding with me, and somebody trying to rob me and pill get hit, and he ain't even had nothing to do with me selling dope at all. He just needed a ride home. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I never want to put anybody that rode me in that kind of situation. You know what I'm saying? I always thought that was pretty tough, but because that happens a lot in the inner city, nobody talks about too.
Mhm.
And the dude has to carry that burden. Like, man, this dude got killed on my watch, and he didn't have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I feel you, bro.
Yeah, it's a different. That's a different trauma, but
Yeah.
it's the other stuff that you can control. But
So my next slide is: what is something that the youth are not realizing before they become an adult? What you think, bro? You
uh,
try to tell them, or they just don't realize yet. You know, they don't really like. I know. Go ahead. I'll let you go though first before I.
no, go ahead.
No, I was thinking like responsibility. You really don't understand responsibility as an adult. You may understand responsibility as a kid,
Hmm.
like you're making good grades, and sometimes we don't even do that. Making good grades and being good at school. But with being responsible as an adult is a totally different animal, man. It's a totally different animal. So many consequences you can suffer by not being responsible as an adult, man. It could be endless almost,
Man.
man. Oh, just thinking about when I was young, some of the crazy stuff I used to do, man.
Mm.
Don't get caught slipping.
Don't get caught slipping.
Um, I think one of the things that they don't realize is when we say stuff, we're not fussing at you.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? We're being and we're not fussing at you and quit feeling like you entitled to something.
Boy, for real. No,
Entitlement. Because
that's real.
just because us as parents we gave you more than what we had,
Yeah.
it's like that, like I say, a double-edged sword. You know what I'm
Yeah. Feel like somebody owe you something. They realize, don't know. You realize that as an adult, nobody don't owe you nothing. They will, boy, they will take advantage. Boy,
saying?
when you've been around the world, you realize,
Mhm.
man, sometimes your family, you be like, man, this is my uncle, man. He trying to get over on me,
Man,
man.
ain't gonna get over.
Oh, man. And then, if you don't realize it, people tell you, you're responsible for what you do. You have to realize that. And you like, man, so you mean I gotta be gorilla with my uncle and tell him,
Yeah.
man, heck no, I ain't fooling with you, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that man, the kids don't realize that, man. Like you got counselors and stuff in school that can help you. You don't even do that, none of that stuff. When you get out of school, man, it's on you, man.
It's
It's
on you.
all on you. Hey, you gotta figure if you don't know, you have to know. There is no I don't know, don't get you out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? It don't. You can say it, you
Uh,
can try it, but it's not gonna help you. It's good to know. Like if you want to sell dope, if you don't know about jail time, guess what? You still gonna get jail time. If they catch you, you still gonna get jail time. You don't know about the new law? You don't know about the new law that changed? If you do a violent crime, you're doing 100% of state time. Guess what? When you go to court, they're gonna give you 100% state time, whether you knew or not. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it go. You know what I'm saying? And
what my grandma used to say, that I don't know ain't gonna get you nowhere.
boy, it don't
Oh,
get you
what you
nowhere,
mean?
man.
Well, you about to know now. What? That
Let me
don't
help
make
you
no.
know.
That
Let me
don't
help
make
you
no
know.
sense. That don't make, you get
Oh
older, it don't
boy.
make sense then.
Let me help you know.
Yeah.
And then how consistent and reliable you have to be as an adult.
Man.
The every day of getting up, going to work. If you want to be somewhat stable, even if you want to be an entertainer or rapper, you got to be even more consistent as a regular person. Studio time. You got to be in the studio crafting your rap. Whether you producing, you got to be constantly on that computer, Pro Tools or whatever, the beat machine making them beats. You know what I'm saying? You got to be You want to be regular successful. You got to get up 8 to 5 or whatever shift you work. You have to be reliable and consistent. That's what separates a lot of people.
Yeah.
is being reliable and being consistent, man.
Yeah.
Because it challenges you every day to be reliable and consistent.
It ain't like school. I mean,
Mm-mm.
I can sleep to this amount of time and then wake up and be ready in like 30 minutes. Now when you
Mm-mm.
an adult,
Mm-mm. Don't work.
man,
Yeah, man.
then we gotta get up 2 hours early.
Yeah, then you got a family. Boy. Now, with that thing as a man, I think when my wife was talking about this, but when you got somebody depending on you, it changes your mindset. You would think it should when you got somebody counting on you, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I know it did for me. It changed my mindset. Having a wife and kids, it definitely changed my mindset.
Oh,
Cause when you out here by yourself, you do whatever you want to do. When you before you get married, before you have kids, you can do whatever you want to do.
yeah.
And if you mess up, nobody else has to deal with your consequences when you mess up. Maybe your mom or something like that, siblings. But
Hmm.
when you have a family though, boy, you mess up, boy.
Yeah.
Everybody in the house feel it, boy. You got it, boy.
Yeah.
I done been there, man. Boy.
Man, my test came when I was like, I think like 23.
Yeah.
Man, I had got a job. I ain't have a job for a while. Then I had got that job. I was
Yeah.
like, boy, I need something bad. Woman said, the only thing we got is an overnight job, 9 to 5, and you work every day. I said, damn.
Wow.
Dang.
Wow.
But guess what I did?
This when you was in Texas?
It was when I was here.
Hey, was you here? Oh, yeah, I remember you talking about that. Yeah, 9 to 5 every day. Yeah, you did that
Every
security
day.
job every day. Yeah,
Not Monday through Friday. Every.
every day.
You know what was jumping after 9?
Boy, everything
E-
jumping, boy.
Everything.
You feel like you missing out on everything.
Everything. But
But
I
when you
worked.
consistent and reliable, you do miss out on everything. That's part of being an adult.
Yeah.
If you want to be successful, that's part of what you gonna have to realize.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
what's the old saying they used to tell us? You ain't missing nothing. It's gonna
you
be
ain't
right here.
missing
It's gonna
nothing,
be right there
boy.
waiting.
You ain't missing nothing. What I realize is if it don't bring value to me, I'm probably not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta bring value to me, man. I remember I thought going to the club down here was something when I was younger. Then I went down there to holler at Stucky, man. Man, shout out to Stucky, man. He took me to, was it Beamers or something? I don't know, club down there, Beamers or something.
Yeah,
I was like, man,
baby.
I'm never going to the club again. This is it.
Yeah.
That's it. He said, you got to be there at 9. At 9?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Man, we got there at 9. I think about 10. Man, that thing was packed. I said, what?
Packed
Man,
house.
that's crazy. But yeah, I was like, yeah. When I came back to Lil, I was like, nah, this ain't it, man.
Ain't nothing there.
Ain't nothing down here, man. This is whack, man.
Yeah.
I'm clubbed out. That's it. This
This
is
is
before I
it.
went back to church. This is before I went back to church. I stopped going, man.
This ain't nothing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. $40 parking, man.
Man. And
That's
then what they don't realize, I had to realize this. You still have to develop yourself even if you don't have a mentor available or present or that older person. You still have to develop yourself.
yo.
You still have to try to figure out what can I do to be able to get on a level of stability. Like I had to figure it out. Like like I said, my dad died when I was 12. Mom, she got married, you know what I'm saying? She moved to Malvern. I'm roommate. I'm trying to figure it out.
Mhm.
But instead of focusing on figuring out, what did I do? Went the prodigal son route. I want to chase girls, get money, chase girls, and ride cars. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Definitely not on the right plane. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
the Black American hood dream.
Man, for real. Had the 20s on the Monte Carlo, boy. You couldn't tell me nothing, boy.
Lucky ain't put
Thought I was on top of
22.
the world. Nah, I couldn't afford the 20. That's when I started realizing I need to get my stuff together. I couldn't get the 22s. I couldn't afford it. Like, nah, man. 20s went out of style quick, man.
I did the goofy too.
Yeah. Man.
Give me 22s on the Impala.
Boy.
Blades.
Man.
Mhm.
All right, the next one for them young bulls growing up in the hood, man. How does a kid overcome what they were raised under? Some of these kids are raised under some of the most grievous circumstances. They're some of we really want to talk about on here is just pretty crazy, but a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times, man, they can get low self esteem, man, because they situation don't breed self esteem. Like I said, living in the projects, man, only got enough food in the refrigerator really to get by, if that. Like just bologna and bread, no condiments, just bologna and bread, no mayonnaise. You doing good in Miracle Whip, you know what I'm saying?
What Miracle Whip?
Yeah. Then you run out of that. You run out of stuff to drink. Like, my man got nothing to drink. Get the pep milk. Ah! Ah! Get the pep milk out the counter. Ah!
Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
that's still so sweet. I'm like, man, what's this from a dog? It's like
yeah.
dog milk or something, man. What is
Oh
this?
man.
I couldn't stand that milk, man. You try to make some cereal, boy. You probably the biggest bowl of cereal too. We ain't got no milk. Get that pep milk. Oh no.
Yeah. Now we get the powder. Get the powder. You know.
No, man. Look like look like old water, just stagnant water, man. My grandma had all of that. Oh, powdered milk. Hey, that's just insane, man. Oh man, she is. I just seen her do it, man. Had the milk in the deep freezer, man. One gallon of milk turned into four, man. Put it in the freezer, then it separate. You got the water on top and the powder at the bottom. You gotta let it defrost, man. Oh man, these young bulls don't know nothing about that now, man. But nah, man, a lot of these kids that grew up in that, man, they low self esteem because they can't get the things that they want. Get roasted at school.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else wearing Jordans and you wearing the on sale Reeboks, you know what I'm saying? What your mom can afford. You trying to get some Jordans. No, I like these right here because these $30, you know what I'm saying? So, my grandma, she didn't know no better. My grandma used to buy me them XJ9000s. I had them fake Jordan 6s, man. You get roasted, man. I had them fake Charles Barkley's, man. Oh, man. Going to Chico, boy. They actually thought they was real for a second. Like, man, you got the Charles Barkley. Like, no, the mate, man. What a Nike sign is, man. Oh, man.
Oh,
It is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I'm kind of grateful on that. I missed that part, but
Yeah, I had some. Boy, grandma, she ain't know no better, man. You know. That's what they can afford, man. Like I said, my mom's living in, when we lived in the South End, man, like I said, we rode the bus, the city bus, when we went riding the school bus or the city bus. And yeah, man, pretty much almost walked, man. City bus and walk, man. You know what I'm saying?
man.
On some real stuff. And when I think that was when I was in fourth grade, went to Western Hills. That's when I really started to, cause I was moving around schools, didn't have no crew or nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and I just get picked on and stuff. It's like, man, it's like you're trying to fight 3 or 4 dudes. It's like, man, it's pretty crazy, but do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
And I don't hold on to it at all. It really, what it did was just show me the whole end of the spectrum. Like I've been on the lower end of the spectrum, like social spectrum, as far as being by yourself, get isolated, get picked on. Then, like, say you get to high school, you kind of got a crew. You kind of just hang. You know what I'm saying? You don't really get picked on the much because you know who you hanging with and stuff. So
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
kind of understand that both sides of the fence. Because a lot of times these fight you when they realize you by yourself. When you got a crew, they don't, you just stay with your crew, whatever. Nobody fool with you, fool with them. But so when you by yourself, a lot of times, kind of like in jail, it seems like sometimes when you isolated, that's when people really mess with you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
I don't know.
But I think I had too much irrational confidence. I maybe had 17 when I was young because I didn't understand. But once I got probably to about 8th or 9th grade, when I just started becoming myself, just really embracing who I was, my confidence was irrational, man. It was just insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that couldn't nobody tell me nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit.
And then another thing kids grew up in is violence in unstable situations. How do you overcome that? You know what I'm saying? Some kids can overcome it, some of them can't. It's tough, man. It just depends, your dad, your uncle,
Yeah.
all the men of your family, you know what I'm saying, sell dope. it's really hard to overcome to say no. You really gotta have a strong mindset to say no. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Because not only are you watching them sell dope, you watching them bag it up. You watching them ride the nice cars, get all the girls. You know what I'm saying? You see all of that,
Yeah.
and especially if you got. I know dudes that had family that was official, so nobody messed with them. So you don't you would think ain't nobody gonna fool with them, you know what I'm saying? But you don't know the kind of work they had to put in not to get messed with. You know what I'm saying? You don't realize that when you're younger until you get older. You're like, oh, that's why nobody messed with them, because if somebody messed with them, they probably get found stinking somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, not at all.
Boy, get knotted up, man. Cause you know, man, it seemed like different neighborhood when I was in junior high. You just hear about like dudes in College Station was wild, man. It's like leave them alone, man.
Yeah.
In the jungle, Lee, don't even go back there. The jungle, College Station, and Highland Park, and sometimes Granite Mountain too. Yeah, leave them dudes alone, man.
Definitely Grand Mountain. Ain't no
Yeah.
sometimes. Sometimes.
That Granite Mountain, Apollo, man.
Man.
Man,
You don't realize that was one of the luxuries though.
what's that?
You know, having family all through them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But yeah, how does a kid overcome that? Like if we're talking to a kid, how do you? I think, man, you really have to find a way to avoid it if you can.
Man, stay out the way.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
kids just don't want to stay in the house. They want to be outside trying to fit in. But some places you gotta realize it ain't worth it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you don't get caught and you still get entrenched in it, man, it could set you back, man, from stuff in life later in life because you so deep in it.
Yeah.
Sure, we both know dudes that's so deep in it, man. That's all they know. That's really what they took on. That's all they know.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think kids don't understand, I didn't talk about it, maybe talk about it on the podcast, I don't know, but how long does a street rep last for, in your opinion?
Shit. Right now, shit, man, you probably got a 6-month window.
That makes sense though, because I was thinking about that. Like when you have a street rep, only the people that's around you can verify that, because nobody want to get caught up, and it ain't respectable to civilians. Only the people that's around you. But if the people around you go to jail or they die, get put in the ground, who do you have to verify that now? These young bulls ain't verifying nothing. They don't even care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll put you in the ground. You start
Right.
talking crazy. You don't care nothing about OG status, man. That stuff don't
Right.
mean nothing no more, man.
That don't
It's
mean-
over with for that.
I don't care about nothing the work you didn't put in.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why it's good to overcome this. You got the mindset. And another one's family issues. You know what I'm saying? Family beefs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Abusive, running the family. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's physical, sometimes it was weird stuff, sexual, as a dude floating around on Facebook, people talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That stuff happened. Don't nobody say nothing though. And they know it's happening. It's different if you don't know, but it's stuff that people know and they don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Their family almost carry that burden throughout their family history. You know what I'm saying? The kids don't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying?
No, y'all ain't going over their house. No.
Yeah. Or, a family member pass and you lose that connection slowly over time because he was the only reason that made that connection. I've dealt with that, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like when my dad passed slowly, you lose that connection, you know what I'm saying? Because most of his family's from Chicago.
Yeah.
My dad's family from Chicago, since some of them moved down here. But, man, when you start living life and you start going to and fro to work and taking care of your family, you slowly kind of lose different connections too, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, those family issues, man, don't get talked about enough. Sometimes that people don't realize you can pass trauma down to your kids, different little habits and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Like a family of killers, man. Grandpa was a killer, dad was a killer. They pass it right down to their son, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stuff happens, man. There's dudes out here that will murk you and will go home and eat dinner with the family, man.
Yeah.
and rub their son on the shoulder, say it's gonna be all right, and he
Uh,
just murked somebody a couple hours ago. That's real, man. It's just funny. I was laughing, but it's real, man. That stuff happened, man. In the hood, it's real, man. You know what I'm saying? It can sleep like a baby. It's dudes that can murder people and sleep like a baby. It don't even bother them. Them are the ones that's dangerous, man. You know what I'm saying?
Been wreaking havoc all day.
Man, come home, boy, like ain't nothing ever happened, man. Can see it on the news. No, they did it. Won't even bother. But and they say the same, man, they crazy out there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. They wonder why they keep, man, I don't know what Billy Joe got there from. He got it from you, man.
Yeah.
He got it from you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a lot of kids out there, man. Like, they go to school and they at school for 8 hours, but the streets, they spend more times in the streets than they do at school. And that's what overtake a lot of stuff that they learn and take on because they like when you in a single parent household, it's just your mom working. You may not even see your mom in that many hours in a day. By the time you become a teenager,
Man,
you know,
2
your
hours.
mom just do a welfare check, make sure you got your homework done, just ask you and stuff like that. But as far as spending family time, man, she's trying to go to bed and go to work in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
2 hours max.
It's that, yeah, for real. Cause if you get home at 4, she get home by 4:35, and then she cook, and then y'all eat at 5 to 7. 8:39. If y'all watching wrestling, my mom we used to watch wrestling and stuff, but around that time, but she might fall asleep watching wrestling. Though. You know what I'm saying? Both of y'all might fall asleep. So, but it's some kids don't even see that. They just go home, man. It's whatever they do. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have that parents. Both of their parents could be in the streets. That happens too.
Yeah.
Both of your parents, you know, in the hood, they in the streets, and you go home. What you gonna do? You probably gonna go in the streets too, cause you ain't nothing at home. It's just you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't be isolated like that. It's just that ain't easy to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But also, that's why, like, when you say, when we used to move around and stuff a lot as a kid, it kind of, I have no problem being by myself.
Yeah.
Even
Same
though,
here.
even though I'm social, but I have no problems hanging with myself.
Yeah, I struggled with that when I first got married, man. Used to being so solo and isolation. I had to really come out of that, man. You know what I'm saying? With the help of the Lord, that's the only reason I was able to come out of it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I struggle with that a lot, man. Cause it's like I was saying before when I was muted, but the first time, it's safer sometimes when you by yourself. This is before marriage, when you're younger and hanging around people, man, you gotta be careful who you hang around. It's safer just being by yourself,
Mhm.
cause you just never know what people get into when you're not around. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And this dude could be totally cool to you, but he might have just broken somebody's house the other day and took somebody's stuff, and they looking for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, you can have these shoes. Man, you stole these
Man,
shoes, man.
boy, put them shoes on. Hey, oh, okay. You can think I'm playing. Man, I went to I was around with my homeboys one time. This when I was younger, man. Went to Best Buy, man. This when 2K first came out. I was on Dreamcast. And we used to go up to Best Buy to play dudes. Like, you used to play different dudes on the Dreamcast at Best Buy, like it was a tournament or something.
Yeah.
Man, went in there, man. Took the two homeboys in there. Man, one of the dudes trying to steal a Game Boy out of Best Buy, bro. We walking out. I didn't have no idea it was happening, man. And they told us to go in the room. For what? I don't even got nothing. For what? And he said, take it out your pocket. He took it out. I said, oh, man.
Oh.
I had to go tell this dude mom, man. Had to pick him up, man, because I was like, man.
Oh.
And I started being, that's why when people be saying don't judge people, I like, man, whatever, man. I know how crazy it can get, man. Man, that's crazy, man. He could have had us all in the jail. You know, they took us all just because he did that. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. I don't hold no grudge. It just showed me a lot. I just learned a lot, at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Sound like,
Just never know.
sound like we used to go to the mall, step in the room. Come
Huh?
on, man. And we used to go to the mall when I was younger.
Yeah,
But there used to be about 10 of us then.
boy.
Step in the room. Damn,
Boy.
man, what happened? Man, this nigga stealing.
Man.
He's stealing, man.
Yeah, man.
That
Boy.
walk of shame.
Man, for real.
The walk of shame to the bathroom.
Now, here's the tough one right here, right? Before we get out of here. Does everybody have a chance to be successful from the inner city?
Yeah. If you're within the same mind, man, yeah. You got and it all depends on what you consider successful too. But
I'm talking about success for just regular people, like,
yeah, oh yeah,
job stability, stable job, stability, make enough money to take care of family and do leisure things. That's what's successful for me, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I'm not talking about like being like Gucci, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Nothing like that. That's
Hey man,
man, that's a whole nother mountain climb. That's not Pinnacle Mountain. That's like Mount Everest, man.
I want to be East Atlanta Santa, man. What are you talking about?
Hey
Man?
man, climbing Mount Everest, boy. You can almost die climbing Mount Everest, man. The air get thin, it get hard.
Yeah, but yeah, everybody got a chance, but
But
it's
see, there's
gonna be
people out there that think they'll argue us that they don't have people don't have a chance though. You know what I'm saying?
a chance.
And my thing is that you can limit your chance by making bad choices and it can set you back. You know what I'm saying? Like when you become an adult, this is my opinion anyway. I had to learn this for myself. When you become 18 and you graduate high school, you're at a clean slate. You're an adult pretty much. You at a clean slate. It's like starting a race. You at the starting line. Everybody start at the starting line, and they shoot the gun. Bow. Everybody take off. The people who make better choices, they move in different positions in the race. People who make bad choices, it slow you down in the race. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And the minute you start making better choices, you start seeing that momentum. You like, man, if I would have done this, he's just looking at hindsight. He's like, man, if I would have made better choices when I was young, ain't no telling how far I'd be in the race. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think everybody does have a chance. It's all about your mindset, like I said, making good choice, like avoiding the legal system that we got right there.
Yeah.
Avoiding the legal system will set you back, man, so far. Oh, to set you back. You still can overcome, but you got to be so creative now.
That's
You-
10 years right
You
there.
you take away some of the options that you probably had if you never was in the legal system. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get a felony, oh my God, boy, they take away so much stuff. You almost have to be an entrepreneur now. You don't even know what entrepreneur is, but you finna find out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's hard to find a good job when you got an L, boy. It's hard. It's probably a little bit better now, but it's hard though. Because people say, man, I can get it expunged. Do you know how much it costs to get the process to get something expunged? It ain't just tell them to expunge and they take it off. No. You got to get a lawyer probably. You probably got to go through some court proceedings and stuff, man. And that probably costs money. You know what I'm saying? It'll set you back, man. It ain't worth it.
And that's if it's not violent.
I know, right? Exactly.
That's if it's not a violent crime.
Just going into the workplace, it may seem like that's increasing your chance, but I say after about 4 years, you're gonna start seeing a negative return on your investment because you're gonna find out real quick that it's a reason why you should either get an education, an apprenticeship, a trade, a vocation, or something. Specialize in something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a chance to do it. They just don't want to do it. You can specialize in something. You know what I'm saying? Apprenticeship, you don't even have to pay to do it. You just got to fill out the application and show that you can do basic math, and you can get an apprenticeship. And they pay you to learn. You know what I'm saying? But I think everybody has a chance. You just got to be able to put in their work, be consistent, and be reliable. It's just some people think they don't have a chance because they live in the hood. Like, man, I ain't got a chance. You actually do. You just gotta get out of that mindset of holding yourself back. You know what I'm saying? And I know they be saying grab yourself by the bootstraps. I wouldn't worry about that. I'm saying as individual from the inner city, you got to know what you can do and what you can't do, and then go from there. You know what I'm saying? So
Like it goes back to the point. There's one thing I would tell kids too. Um, when you're 16 and you finally start working,
boy,
don't
For
just
real.
don't just blow your money.
man, for real, don't do it.
Don't blow your money. Please don't think you grown. Don't think you grown yet. Cause a lot of us that grew up in the inner city, by 18, it was like, oh, you got to get up out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Parents nowadays, we're kind of a little bit more lenient to where we'll be like, okay, I'm gonna give it to you by 25 at least, or while you through college or something like that. That's if you choose to stay home. You
Yeah.
know,
But you gonna have to do something. You ain't gonna do nothing. You gonna have to do
right,
something. Yeah.
right.
I think, man, like I say, Lord bless me to get a building, man. You can run some stuff out of with these kids, man. I would really have them to make a plan
Yeah.
and really talk to them about, like, once you start down this journey, you can't quit.
Hmm.
Life is gonna challenge you. Life is gonna challenge you.
Yeah.
You're gonna be going to a school or going to an apprenticeship, and you're gonna have life challenges. You're gonna have that blowout on your car tire. You know what I'm saying? Your engine might have problems. You got to get that fixed and still go to school at the same time. You know, you might have a family issue. You know what I'm saying? Auntie's sick in the hospital. You got to make that choice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do I
Yeah.
go to school or do I go to the hospital and miss days? You know what I'm saying? You gotta, man, you gotta realize, like, finishing something, even when life is coming at you in many different ways. But you got to increase your chance, man, to overcome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And some stuff, man, people get themselves in. You're not judging them, but you have to realize that some of the choices they made put them in that situation. You know what I'm saying? They can't. Some people can't make their emergency your problem. You know what I'm saying? Because they put themselves in that situation.
Hmm.
And but you have to have that discretion and realize that as well. You know what I'm saying? So because
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I would have never thought in a million years that I would be going to school to get a bachelor's degree. If you'd asked me in my 20s, I would have said, nah, I don't even need it. And
Mm.
I'm telling you, you need it. If you don't have something other than a high school diploma, man, it's tough, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you want to get past 50,000, man. It ain't easy, man.
Yeah.
And now, really, to be honest with you, 50,000 finna be the new 30,000. You know what I'm saying?
20.
Boy, you know what I'm saying? Cause stuff's so high now. I mean, now what do you think, man? The kid need to make a month to live on their own. Like if you 18, 19, man,
Boy, you need about $5,000, man.
man,
Easy.
man.
I mean, you can make it with 25, but it's struggling though.
Yeah, you gonna be struggling, man. You might be able to just to pay your bills, and that's it. You driving a cash car, paying your bills like living in an apartment or something, and maybe you one utility, a cash car, and you probably thrift shopping at that point. Thrift grocery shopping and thrift clothes shopping. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing wrong with shopping at the thrift store. Like if you not tall, you know, like me, it's hard for me because I'm tall. But if you're a regular height person, man, you can go to the Goodwill store and rack up on some stuff, man. Easy, and probably spend about $40, man. You know what I'm saying?
But
Trying to
you know me being 6'8", man, it's tough for me to find.
That boy said he's 6'8". Hey man, I was watching my boy King Ernie. I should have downloaded that. I should have sent that to you. He was on YouTube though. He said, "Yo, I'm down here at the Army Artillery store. I'm gonna show you the dickies that I wear, man. These the honorable dickies, man. I don't wear that flex stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? That flex fit, man. That's not honorable, man." I said, "This feel right here all day." So you see this, man? This is the original fit,
The
man. This is the
original, yeah.
honorable, man. You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, I need to go put mine in the cleaners while I'm flexing.
Oh man, man, Dickies are tough, man. I was telling wife, man, you can't tell. I mean, you dudes get shot at Dickies. Really, you can't even tell there's a bullet hole in it. Sometimes you like, man. I said, then if you got some money, you go get that Carhartt joint. You know, the Carhartt coveralls with the jacket, man. You know what I'm saying? With the jacket to go over, the tan color, man. That's like the OG. That's that OG status right there, man. Carhartt. That's the up north stuff though. They wear Carhartt on the West Coast. They wear Dickies.
I got the old fashioned walls.
Oh yeah,
Walls.
yeah.
Blizzard proof.
Oh, you got the insulated
Uh,
coveralls. The one, yeah, that was something, man. I need to give me some, man. I need to give me some, man. I got some coveralls, but they ain't got no insulation in them. They real thin. It's made out of the material. Had my auntie make them for me. She used to do like sew clothes and stuff. I got her the pattern in the material, and she made it for me. I got like a khaki color, and I got like a think I found like a black pair
Mhm.
somewhere. But yeah, I probably need to go to Tractor Supply, man, and get some insulated joints, man. Man, if I could wear those to work, I'd wear those to work. But I ain't gonna wear that to work. I'd wear those to work. To be in the office with some coveralls. Because it be cold in the office sometimes. Like, man, if I had some coveralls, man, I'd get some Carhartts, man. Come here, man. Like I'm straight farming in this thing, man.
Thank God, damn.
So the last one is building that internal strength. When you realize you got a chance, you got to build that internal strength. 'Cause especially in the inner city, everybody ain't gonna do what you're doing. You got to have the internal strength to be like, I'm gonna do this. Rather, if I'm by myself, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like some people don't want to go to college because there's nobody else going with them. You know, they don't want to go by themselves. They get homesick. Like I'm too far from the house. It's a little much for me to handle. You know what I'm saying? And some people can. Like, man, I'm gonna get out of here regardless. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it take. If I gotta go to, was it Brigham Young in Utah? If they gave me a full ride scholarship, even though they ain't the place to play, you probably want to go. But if this was gonna get me out, that's where I'm going. You know what I'm saying?
That's one thing I would recommend.
What's that?
If you get a scholarship, a full ride,
Boy.
man, get far away from home as possible.
But you got to be mentally ready for that, though.
You know what I'm saying? But you ain't got no choice when you're away.
Yeah.
You know,
But that's what I'm saying. Some people still crash out, though. And they come back. Like, if I'm going, like I always tell kids, if you're going to go somewhere away from your home, you better make sure you get that degree. Don't go there for nothing. Don't crash out if you can. All possible, finish and get that degree, man. Don't crash out, man. It ain't nothing worse than going that far from home and you come back empty-handed, man. That's how I look at it anyway. I'm not coming back empty. Even when I told my wife, if I go to school, I am not going to come back empty-handed. I'm going to pass these classes. I may be at my computer, probably doing homework, watching YouTube, doing homework, but I'm going to get it done. You know what I'm saying? So, because you can have all the support in the world, but you still got to go get it done. You know what I'm saying? You still got to perform at the same time. That's what kids don't realize too. We think about entitlement. Man, nobody want to support me. Well, even if they don't, man, you still got to get it done. You know what I'm saying? As an adult, as a man, you got to get it done, man. Way these girls out here talking now, they talking about if you have 30, you making 30 or 40,000, you don't even need to be dating. I'm like, what? If they don't know how to sell a dream, but if you know how to sell a dream, you could date. You could be dead broke and date. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you from experience, you can. You know what I'm saying? And I know some of the brokest dudes, boy, they done pull some bags. Like, boy, he's selling the dream, boy. He over there, boy, like.
But she making all the money.
Man. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, guys, if watching this, man, later, man, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Because I see like 90% watching it is not subscribed and they check it out, man. Hit that subscribe button, man. Help us grow so we can reinvest back into the podcast, man. Reinvest into the content, man. So anything you want to say before we get up out this thing?
Yeah, man, y'all stay warm.
Boy, definitely stay warm. It was 30 degrees, still 30 degrees outside. Woo!
Yeah, man.
Man.
Be about 70 Monday.
Boy, stay warm, bundle up. Stay out them streets if you can. And remember, everybody got a chance. But you got to make right choices and right decisions. They can either set you up or set you back.
Big facts.
That's Pill. This is Mike, and we are signing out.
You.